if you have trouble going to sleep or staying asleep, we have our top tips for you on how to get that good night's sleep that you've been craving probably for a while if you're watching this video.
Yes.
I'm Dr. Christy Porterfield.
And I'm Dr. Jennifer Taylor, and we're from HealthWorks, a family wellness center in Plano, Texas.
So this video was actually requested at our hormone workshop, where many of the ladies were saying that one of their biggest concerns as they start to have hormonal changes in their life is getting and staying asleep. So we've done a number of videos up until this point about how to balance your hormone levels, what kind of testing you might want to get, etc., etc., etc. So watch those videos for that part of it. But in this video, I wanted to talk about some tips that anybody could use at any stage in life to make sure that you have what's called good sleep hygiene.
And you can start it tonight.
Tonight or today. There's some for the daytime too. So number one is to exercise early on in the day. So there's two parts to this one. Number one, you need to exercise. So if your body is always sitting at a desk all day or stagnant, laying on a couch, you're just simply not going to use enough energy, and your body's not going to want to go to sleep.
Yep.
So that is important, and then in the early part of the day is important. So if you're one of those people that has a hard time going to sleep, then absolutely get your exercise in the morning. So exercise can increase your energy levels overall. So if you're trying to do it before bed, you're just kind of shooting yourself in the foot there.
Yeah, you're revving your body up for when you're supposed to be winding down.
Absolutely. So get your exercise in and get it in the morning. Then tip number 2 is to get adequate daylight, adequate sun during the day. So you want to aim for about 20 minutes of direct sunlight. So you can do that first thing in the morning when the sun's rays are at their gentlest, so you don't have to worry about getting overexposed. But sunlight is very, very good for you, and it helps to reset your brain so that your brain knows when it's daytime and when it's nighttime.
Yeah, the fancy word for it is circadian rhythm. It's your sleep-wake cycles. So when the sun is up, you should be awake, have all that energy, like we should have. And but when the sun starts to go down, it starts getting daylight. When the day starts going, you should actually be going slowly into this sleep mode.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, it's interesting. People who are blind and don't get out and get proper sunlight to their skin actually have really messed up circadian rhythms. Mm-hmm. But even if it doesn't come through the eye, direct exposure of the sun to the skin will help to reset these rhythms for you.
Yep.
So, and then on the other side of that, you want to make sure that your bedroom is dark. So if you live in the city like we do, then likely even if you just close your blinds, you're still getting quite a bit of ambient light.
Light pollution. You can't even see the stars anymore.
Yeah. So that's part of signaling to your body that it's time to sleep is darkness. And so then in connection with that, many of our screens have a blue light that comes from them. Now, Apple's great in the past couple years. They have nighttime mode, or is it called nighttime mode, bedtime mode?
Something like that, yeah.
When your screen starts to look yellow. What they're trying to do for you there is to limit the blue light so that it's not interfering with your sleep-wake cycles. But if you're using a computer or a TV, you're going to be signaling your brain that it's time to wake up instead of time to go to sleep. So my best advice for you on that one is that if you're having trouble going to sleep, then turn off all of your electronics for about 2 hours before bedtime. Give your body a chance to just chill out, reduce that blue light, just use your normal household lighting, or sit outside and enjoy nature.
I know, quite the concept.
Crazy.
I know. I know.
And then one of the things that we might not think about is to sleep in a colder environment. So research shows that if your bedroom is colder, then you're more likely to go into a deeper sleep.
Yeah. 65 to 68 degrees, somewhere around there is what I've read is optimal for actually human health.
For human health, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I keep mine at 68. Maybe, so I guess I'm on the high end of that.
Mm-hmm.
I thought of that as really cold, but I guess
to me that's really cold.
A few degrees to go. Yeah, you can think of it a little bit like a bear in hibernation during the winter. So you're in your bedroom hibernating at night. Doesn't that sound nice?
It does sound really good. Yeah.
And then it's back to the rhythms. So this is a different type of rhythm, but you want to go to bed at generally the same time every single night.
And give or take about an hour. You've got some wiggle room there, but
yeah. So this is something that one of my children, who is a young adult, came to me recently and was talking about a little bit, and he had night work for a little while. So he was like went to work at like 3 p.m. and came home at 2 a.m. And then he was switched to days, and he was just really like just all over the place. Couldn't sleep sometimes, oversleeping other times.
Mm-hmm.
And he was really trying to like still keep a teenage schedule where, you know, he'd stay up really late and get
where
up.
sleep is overrated. Yeah.
And get up early. But what he found, what really helped him, was that he started going to bed at roughly the same time every night. And he said, you know, his mood improved. He was kind of feeling a little bit down. His mood really improved. His energy levels improved. His productivity at work improved. So all sorts of really positive benefits from just going to bed at generally the same time every night.
Yeah. And even on the weekends, you know, granted you want to sleep in on the weekends, right? But, you know, getting up around the same time is also really important as well. This whole cycle, our bodies get trained for that. So if you wake up at the same time, even on the weekends, that doesn't mean you have to do anything. You can just sit up in bed and read or something, you know, just try and train your body as much as you possibly can to get the rest that your body truly needs. And
then use your bed only for relaxing activities like sleeping. So don't read a crime thriller in bed unless that's the kind of thing that relaxes you, and to each their own. I would not recommend watching TV or bringing the iPad for YouTube into bed if you have any trouble sleeping, because you're just confusing your brain about where you are and what you're doing. So
it should be a sacred space.
Yeah.
I think. You know, I mean, we don't take sleep seriously enough in this country, I don't think. And it should be a very sacred space.
Yeah. The American way is go, go, go. But that's also the way to adrenal exhaustion. So I wouldn't recommend that.
Exactly. That's probably why you're watching this video right now. Your adrenals are exhausted. They've had enough.
So make your bedroom a sacred place, and especially make your bed a sacred place. If you have an office in the corner of your bedroom and you're having trouble sleeping, I would suggest moving that out of there to some other place in the house. One of the things that scientists really talk about with sleep hygiene is cognitive behavioral therapy, which basically means training yourself, right? So that's part of the training, is going to bed at the same time, generally waking up, around the same time, your rhythm there, training yourself not to do things that stimulate your brain in bed. So when you walk in your bedroom, you feel relaxation,
Mm-hmm.
and then your brain is automatically going toward sleep, and you haven't really had to do much about it other than set up your habits.
Yep.
So caffeine, seems kind of like a no-brainer, but maybe not. If you're having trouble sleeping, you might want to limit your caffeine, especially in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm. There's two schools of thought. If you're really, really having trouble sleeping, I'd recommend no caffeine past noon. There's those that need that 2 p.m. pickup. Well, there's a reason for that, is because your adrenals are exhausted. So try using something else, maybe a little bit of protein, hydrate yourself really well instead of
sunshine.
Yeah, a little sunshine would be great. Just to give you that little extra boost that you need. Try some of the tips that we have here to give you that boost in the afternoon that you need while your adrenals are healing.
Then one of the last things that I wanted to talk about is something called inner balance, which is an app that you can download on your phone, and then it has a little earpiece that goes with it. And this is basically a heart rate variability trainer. So what can happen if we're in that go, go, go mentality, we can begin to stress our body out to the point where it gets stuck in stress mode. So you can kind of think it like, you know, you're revving your engine and then all of a sudden your engine is revved and won't come back down. So you're just going. So this is something that you can use to retrain yourself back to a more balanced place. So the app itself looks like this, and you just use it for a few minutes every day, and it gives you feedback about your breath and your level of calmness, and helps you to be able to tell when your body is stressed out and when you are functioning in that calmer level. And that's a really, really just applicable tool that will help you in so many areas of your life, not just the sleep, but especially if you're having trouble sleeping. Check it out. I'll put a link below and a picture of it so that you can see exactly what it looks like. But it's called Inner Balance, and it's by some people called Heart Math. So those are our tips for getting a good night's sleep, your sleep hygiene, so to speak. And I hope you get some good Z's after implementing this.
Yeah, go ahead and put some comments down below as to what your experience is with some of these tips. What worked best for you? And tell your friends.